Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to chat with you guys about something. I'm going to say it a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but it's something that I think a lot of strength athletes need to hear. All right, powerlifters, strongmen, guys, listen up. If you train your arms and you do some abs, I promise you it's not going to make your squat and deadlift get weaker, okay? And I know that's a lot for guys to take on, because there's that correlation in their mind, right? There's a correlation in their mind that, I don't know, the guys who spend all the time on their arms sure are weak, right? Because you see all those guys at the gym all the time doing nothing but curls, and they can't squat or deadlift anything most of the time. I get it, man. I get it. I get your fears. There's that correlation. Right? But just like we can joke and tell the guys chasing aesthetics that, hey, if you guys do heavy deadlifts, it won't make you fat. Right? Because in their minds, it seems like, you tell them, hey, you should get your squat and deadlift up. And they're like, I don't want to get fat. I want to be fat. There's nothing about heavy squats and deadlifts that make you fat. It's eating like crap and eating just piles and piles of garbage that does that. Especially if you lift, guys. All right, so to the strength athletes. I heard about this one time from one of the guys at Westside. He was doing a bunch of belt work and curls. He was doing the small exercises. Some of the other lifters gave him a hard time about it, and he goes, yeah, but at least I look like I lift. Gave him a hard time about it. So here's the thing. It's guys, listen up. It's okay to actually look like you lift. Right? It's okay. Looking like you lift, doing a few curls, doing nice and strict if you need to so you don't tear anything. It's not going to make you weaker. Your deadlift is not going to go down because you did a few curls or some lateral raises. I promise you. All right? You guys do a little bit of ab training. I promise you it's not going to make your bench press get weaker because you did some abs. In fact, it may help some of your lifts. Might help some of your lifts. It's okay. Of course, people see me here. You still see that loose skin. I'm someone who clearly has had their own weight loss journey. But here's the thing, people. It is a good idea for us to really be well-rounded. Okay? It is a good idea. You know what? I would say to the guys the strength athletes, and there are exceptions. A lot of them really are jacked and look jacked. Okay? Hell, that's half the reason people think bodybuilders are bigger than strength athletes is literally because a lot of strength athletes don't get a little leaner and don't do much bicep work. That is literally the reason. I know that when you stand next to them, bodybuilders oftentimes look smaller than strength athletes. We know this, but to the general populace, it's he looks a little soft and he doesn't train his arms. See what I'm saying, guys? And they think that bodybuilders are actually bigger, and which is comical, because we know otherwise. Those of us who've been in all these circles, they're not bigger than us. It's hilarious. They look bigger in proportions. Often they come out times because they're really short and they do a lot of arm work. That helps, But they look bigger. People will give you a hard time, strength athlete. And people say, I don't care about what other people think. If you didn't care about what other people think, you wouldn't compete in anything. Because if you're up there in front of an audience competing, you clearly care what other people think. Otherwise, you would just compete against yourself. You wouldn't go to a competition. So don't give me that. No one in this world doesn't care at all what other people think. That's a cope in every aspect of life. Anyone who says, I don't care what other people think at all, you're full of crap. You do care. In fact, even the people who have certain social anxiety will say that, no, you really care. Like if you didn't care, you wouldn't have social anxiety of any type. You wouldn't have any type of social anxiety. You would just walk around in public and do and say whatever you want with no concern. You care what other people think. You wouldn't have stress about it. We all care what other people think. It's part of the human species, so shut up. Don't claim you don't. Unless you are literally not a human at all. You care. To a greater or lesser extent. All right, same thing. Let's say the same thing to the physique guys. Quit being weak. Just like we could say to the strength athletes, hey, maybe train your biceps and don't be so fat. Right? It's a valid point many of you have. We could say the same thing to the physique guys. Stop being weak. Stop being weak. That's also unimpressive. It is unimpressive for you to have great abs and great biceps and not be able to pick up a heavy ass weight off the ground with just some chalk. Walk over and deadlift a heavy weight with just some chalk on your hands. It's not impressive. You're literally a fake. You're a poser. Looks like they can lift and then they can't. All right. You're just as much of a poser, admit it. You're just as much of a poser as the power lifter with the belly who doesn't look like he lifts, right? Like, come on, you can lift all that weight and not look like it. Same thing for you guys. You look like you can lift all that weight, but you can't. But you people let's all just do better. Let's all just be good at everything. I think that's the solution. Let's all be a little more well-rounded. Let's strive for excellence. And let's support each other in that. Let's push each other in that. Because technically this is a supportive message. I know I might be upsetting little people, but it is supportive because I think everyone can do better. I actually believe that people can. They just apply it themselves. So let's come over to the point, guys. Strength athletes, you should do some abs and some curls. It will help you. Right? Do some arm work. Get in, do some curl, not just triceps. I train my triceps. I do 37 sets of triceps a week. You don't do any biceps. Get in and do that stuff. Get in and do that stuff. It's not going to hurt you. Go do some pullovers, do some biceps, do some abs. Right? Maybe cut out some of those double bacon cheeseburgers and the biggie fries. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.